people don't like you telling them the truth.
If you feel like it's good enough for you, take me in. That was just how I was.
How is silence? Is that silence still protecting you? Or is it another burden that you carried all alone?
For most of us, it was not a choice. It was something that we were forced to do. We are like forced to be quiet.
I keep telling people, I said it's the most misinterpreted thing about me is people see me as a good person. I'm not a good person. I'm only acting like a good person because, and this is going to be a great conversation.
The big answer shot a long time.
Okay. Where do we start from?
Well, we can start with our days. How was your day?
Mine was great.
I love that. Sarah?
Mine was spirit filled. It was exciting.
That's a starting point, Abigail.
Good. Okay. Yeah, just okay.
Are you okay? Because it looks like if you are out of place.
I'm not out of place.
So what's going on?
My day was good. Thank God for His grace.
Can see the glow in you. Yeah. Oh, well, it's nice to have you all here, and I'm very happy that we are all here for this conversation. And I guess we should start, right?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. So today we are going to be talking about um keeping silence and how it's affecting you. More about the disadvantage because some of us has grown up thinking that being quiet is a good thing, but there are disadvantages to it, and we're going to be talking about that today. And before we start, I want to ask you a question. Um, if you are never a problem, are you really being seen? So I'll start with you, Abigail. Um what do you think about people who are very quiet?
I think people who are very quiet are not like they don't choose to be quiet. I think it's like circumstance for most people, for those that have experience, it's circumstance. Because growing up we are told being quiet is it's good, it's great, it's a great habit, it's a good habit that we should take. Like it's very good to be quiet. When you are quiet, you are considered as a good child. And most of these people are like, okay, let me just be quiet or let me just take the back seat. And those quiet people are like they are very it's very difficult for them to have or hold conversations. Yeah, because for them conversation is more like an outburst, like then you just get an outburst and arguments because they tend to be very defensive and because they don't always talk, they don't always make their points. So whenever they do, they tend to be very argumentative and defensive. So I feel like it's for most of for most of us, it was not a choice. It was something that we were forced to do. We are like forced to be quiet. We stayed quiet because we felt
That was good. Yeah, I can definitely relate. I can definitely relate because I consider myself a quiet person. And all that you have said is true. It's not that I don't want to speak up, but I feel like if I speak up, it will cause um confusion or a problem or a trouble. Like people will misunderstand and people will not like it because, like you said, whenever I have a conversation, it's an outburst. I just burst out and just make everything worse. So yeah, I can definitely relate. What do you think, Loretta?
Um, Staying quiet um sometimes doesn't mean you're weak.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes you're just trying to avoid some certain situations for you not to be misunderstood, for you not to be taken for granted, for you not to be judged
Yeah.
by especially the people you care about or people around you.
Mm.
You choose the silence. Um, you walk away, not because maybe you don't have a voice to speak back or to say out your mind or react in a way that you wanted to react, but you just choose to stay silent to maintain peace.
That's true.
But that's the question I ask. How is silence? Is that silence still protecting you? Or is it another burden that you carried all alone? Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, definitely.
Yeah. So in the society we are living in, silence is our best protective shields. For me, I could say for most of the people that I've met, I'm not a silence person though, so I'm not gonna carry that car. But most times, if I find myself being silent in a certain situation or being silent when people are talking, it's that because I feel like at that moment I want to say something that is like honesty or me trying to be honest to myself. But when I like scan the room or scan where I'm sitting there, I find out that okay, this is not about silence. This is about me staying and listening to the conversations. Because the truth is, people don't want to hear the honest truth. That is how it. So let's say you just keep quiet, let flow. And mostly we find people that do that. You know, they keep quiet even though they know that what you're saying or what this person is doing is wrong. But they just choose to stay silent because that's like the safest risk they can take.
That's true. Personally, I can say, like I said just now, I'm a quiet person. If you know me, you know I don't talk at all. But the moment I say something, like it's the honest truth, and people don't like it. I've observed it a lot. People don't like you telling them the truth. Seriously, I've had recent incidents like people don't like it. If you tell them truth, they get offended and they don't see it like they misinterpret it like it's like you say in a fitiai. You are being rude. Exactly, that's what I wanted to say. Or you are not within. They're not training you well. Oh my god. So me, I keep quiet a lot, but the moment I speak up, that relationship is ending. If it's a relationship, if we have like a good rapport, it's ending because whatever I will say, I will never talk back to you. You will not even want to talk to me. So yeah, I think personally I've experienced it a lot. And I mean, I'm throwing it back over to you. What do you think? Do you have a personal experience? Do you think like it's a trauma response? I mean, this is a 2-in-1 question. If you have a personal experience you want to share, you don't have to name names, but have you experienced it personally? And do you think quiet people, it's coming from um being shut down when they were children? Are they responding to things like that? Is it an effect of the way they grow up or things like that?
So I can say like being quiet or staying silent. For like most people, it's easier to respond because, like I said before, growing up in these are setting like when you're a child and you are, it's not per se loud, but you are like you are someone that like to ask questions. Like growing up, you are very curious. You want to know things. You like to ask questions. Maybe you like to speak. Yeah, okay, somehow it's not good to like just jump into conversation, especially when there are elders there. As a child, it's not cool, but I think there are ways you collect that child.
Yeah.
Instead of them going quiet, they will know that, oh, I don't have to like jump into conversation that are like elders are having, but there is a way you can tell them to do it.
Well, I'm just letting them up.
That yeah, you not shut them up and they will not go quiet. So like for most people, um it's because like, oh, they were shut up, like, oh, I don't have, my opinion doesn't matter, I don't have to like say anything, or if I say something it will just be like I'm being rude or just jumping into more, but that's too much, like that too much, like we are so like growing up, if you are everywhere, okay, maybe in school, let's just say in school, like you like to participate in stuff and you like to like join, maybe you're in this group, you be like, ah, this we can't seem like in so much sugar. It's true, yes. So that's kind of like set when you grow up in that kind of setting or you are in that kind of setting, you tend to just go back and go quiet because like, oh, I don't want to be too much, I don't want to say too much. But I feel like we should let children express themselves.
Okay.
We should let them express because I feel like when you express yourself, you'll be more you will have so much confidence in yourself. Like nobody can shut you down. It will be very difficult for people to. Let's say now your child is at home, she's trying to like let's say speak English, and you're like, "Hey, who's false life, Wandy?"
Exactly, that's what they say.
Yeah.
If you start saying this, what do you expect the child to do? They'll not continue. They'll just stop because it's like, oh, I'll be labeled as false life or be labeled as small. I feel like we should let children express themselves.
Yeah.
Do you want to share like a personal experience? Do you have a personal experience with being shut down or?
Okay, so I see what it's not like them shut down. So the something happened, like it's somehow within my family and all of that. So I felt like, oh, I should ask question because it's something that has to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like you are just going to make that decision on my behalf without asking or without consulting. Even though I was a child, but I feel like I was supposed to be involved. You should have involved us because like you are not making this decision. It's not going to only going to affect you. It's going to affect us.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, but what I saw, I knew if I asked like in like if it's yeah, or oh, you're starting to grow wings. I'll get those things down. And I was like, let me just keep quiet. It's not in my place to ask. I want as a child head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I let it go. It.
I think what you said about being in school and people picking on when you're in school and you are there, you are joining the L&Ds, you are joining scripture union, you are joining this, everyone picking up on you. I think it's something when I was growing up, I'm not going to lie, I used to be on the other end where I look at people that are everywhere, like they are too much.
Yeah.
I used to think like that because I feel like it's because I was shut down at home. So I think just being everywhere, it's a bad thing. I feel like you should be quiet. You should just sit down in class. But whenever I see, we used to have these kids that are everywhere, and now they are doing very well in life. I'm not going to like they are doing very well because when you really express yourself, people pick you up from that. When you speak up a lot, like people just pick you up and put you in position in places that will take you somewhere in life. So they are doing very well in life. I don't want to call names, but I know them. One is in the UK. Some they are doing very well in it because the in animals they used to be everywhere, and I used to look at them like this. This all say na Indi, na India, na India, na India, na," which was bad. But for me, I think I was being the good one, keeping quiet, saying yes, ma, yes, sir, acting like I'm a goody goody girl. Yeah, so yeah, but I feel like it's very important that we are speaking about this. So, Aisha, do you think it's a trauma response? Do you have a personal experience you want to share?
Like being silent has affected my mental health because I was in a situation where I was wrongly accused of something I didn't do. But I see it like a form of misunderstanding. I try my best to clear the air because it was an elderly person. You understand? So, do you know the mentality we have in Sierra Leone that you don't have to speak towards your elders? You never have rights to speak to your elders, even if you are in the right position. You don't have the right to clarify things. So I was like, I'm trying, and people are accusing me of something I didn't do, and that's thought in me. I keep on crying inside. I said, when will I have the opportunity to clear this here? When will I able to express that this was not my doing?
Yeah.
You understand? So it affects my mental health because when you have the voice, you know the truth, and you are being
You are taking
yes,
advantage of.
they prohibit you to say the truth. You understand? So it's like it pains me, and it's been a long time, and those wrong, they will tag it on you. Now this is how you are, this is how you behave. So of course you know the truth, you know, you and the person accusing you knows the truth, but you don't have the voice to speak.
Especially when they are older than
Exactly.
you, when they are in higher
You don't have the
positions
voice
than you.
So silence sometimes doesn't help in situations.
Hmm.
Even when it's you have to cross the board, you have to say what you have to say
Yeah.
to clear the air, for you to be at peace, and for you to for your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, that is going to continue hitting your mental health up,
Yeah.
and you never might know if you will be able to have the opportunity again to rectify things.
That is it is really eye opening. When we're I was thinking about this topic, I didn't relate it to mental health. I don't know why, but what you said, like it's a really nice perspective to look at how being quiet is affect your mental health, how they are related. I think it's a very good part, like you said, because sometimes keeping quiet, you just put it all inside,
It
and
is
then
like
it's
if you're okay
yeah,
and you're not
exactly.
okay. it's paining you. You know, it's paining you. Like you and your bed or your pillows do has to do the talking, crying over the lights. You know,
And especially when you
really,
have used wrongly, you
exactly,
can't handle it.
exactly. It's
That's
really
a very,
painful and what's going
really
on.
good perspective.
It's draining.
Yeah. Yeah, Joanna.
Draining.
What do you think? Is it like a trauma response? Do you have a, but you just said you're not a quiet person. So like have you experienced, maybe you had a friend or someone?
Yes. Well, being quiet is different from choosing silence. Okay. And from our perspective, I could totally like understand what Loretta is saying because living in our own society right now, an elder is always right. Yeah, that is the perspective that our parents or people are going with. That an elder is always right. So no matter what you say or do, can still be used against you because of
Exactly. That will be the family or a community. Some
like so no matter what you do, you still find yourself in a wrong position. And sometimes it's not like our parents don't know the truth, they know about it, but they still choose to keep a good relationship. They feel like, okay, if I agree with this person, love him though. You know, our parents are always like, oh, my child is gonna be there, there, there. So they always choose to stay in the elder's perspective, even if they are wrong. Now for me, like I said, I'm not a quiet person, and that is like a top 10 for me. But there are moments wherein I choose silence over everything. You know, like you said, I was one of those kids in school where I'll be there, be there, be there, be there. And I was always grabbing opportunities. A debate come, I grab it. A point come, I grab it. Like I was always grabbing it for like junior schools. I was always grabbing it. And for those that know me, know that I'm not a fussy person, but I make my point. If you feel like it's good enough for you, take me in. That was just how I was. But then I entered a situation wherein I and elderly person had an argument. We went to a situation where you had to like start drawing abusive language, and you know a child for their parents they don't joke. So at that point, what came into my mind was to speak up, and I was not a quiet person. So the moment my family came, they were like, "Oh, this is what your child did," blah 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 blah. And my uncle was like, I don't want this. I don't want your explanation. So since that time, I choose to keep silence. If somebody does something to me, if I'm able to fight for myself at that moment, I'll fight. As long as the person comes to report, I'll run away. I know that within myself, no matter what I explain to them, it will not be of any use. And most of these people, when they come, they will not say what they do. Frame it as to what you did.
Yes, you have to try thinking.
And some of us don't have the time to like investigate, ask questions, like what really happened here. Some of our parents don't give us the encouraging thoughts to say our minds. And sometimes all of these things can leave a trauma in your head, whereas you're like, you know what? What's the use? Let me just keep silent. And since those times, I'm not a silence person, but I've choose silence in certain situations that at my own age right now, there's not like I don't express myself like I want to. You can come meet me, hey, Jonah, what's up? I always tell you I'm okay. Even if I'm not, I'll go at my room and cry about it. But I will not tell you because I'm scared that if I say something, you might easily judge me or take it in a different way.
Say it exactly. That's it.
Definitely. And there are people that either go through child abuse, drugs abuse. Some of them they want to talk, but we live in a society where people easily judge just by listening to you.
Tell you.
like you carry stigma.
Yes. Imagine, I tell you, hey, Lavisa, I started taking kush, like stuff like this. I started taking kush like 2 days ago, and you're like, what happened? And they tell you, oh, I was just going through stress, and I really didn't know what to. The first thing that come out of your mind, they're all really trying to be
They just judge at the
distress. Do you think that was the best option? I didn't really know, but I felt somebody told me, oh, well, you're right, your feelings are valid. Like, those words
Encouraging you.
but we don't have that. Even our closest friends, if I tell my friend that, oh, I'm dating a sugar daddy, the first thing they will tell me is, say my joke.
At a father's age.
Like, what happened? What is putting you in this situation? Some of these people that do it are not happy about it. But who can they go to and say that this is what is happening? That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
You can't actually take them out of the situation at that particular moment, but you can actually give them an encouraging word for them to go and think and say, you know what, let me just leave this for the moment.
Even like most of the times, our parents contribute a lot to us being quiet. Because I feel like most parents they can't hold like simple conversations. They like just So we were like doing some interviews and all of that. So there was this particular girl that told me that she was taking some tablets during a period because she had that like she had something from the label. Like she felt like, oh, if this is happening to you during your period, you have infection or something. And she didn't went to if it was me now, maybe I'll go and ask my sister or I'll go and ask my mom, like maybe so that I will have like knowledge about it, about what I had. I would not just like go into conclusion. I have someone I can talk to, right? And they will not shut me down or start judging me and all of that. But she said her mother would just start like she would shout, she would like, what are you doing that will make you like have this? What are you doing? Like, those type of things. So she just went ahead and bought the medicine and started taking it, which like it was wrong. What was happening to her was not what she think it is. Yes, yeah, not what she thinks. And I was like, oh, next time, please, maybe if you don't want to talk to your mother about it, then ask the nurse at the pharmacy or yeah, you ask the person that you had the information, maybe so that you can get it correctly and that will be like very damaging for her because she's taking the drugs that is for the long level. Yes, because she wants to stay quiet or she doesn't want to have that conversation with her parents or because her mom
Yeah.
just
I think
And I'm sorry.
yeah, it's okay.
So let's move aside from parents being a contributing factor for why many people stay silent. Let's also look at institutions. Okay, like maybe in the university, workplaces. You know, sometimes majority of people feel inferior when they are among maybe successful people, or maybe they will feel intimidated. Like I can't be like this. I'm not level of this. If I say this, you understand? Maybe what you have up there is something very important, something that will help others. But saying that, you say, people they will judge me. Maybe I'm saying something stupid. I can't say it. You have seen in a situation when in class, let me say at the university, you receive someone trying to answer a question, the teacher will just brush you, or even if you give your opinion, you understand, even if the opinion doesn't make sense, you don't have to bash at you publicly because it causes embarrassment. And that person will continue to feel inferior. Say, oh, I'm not in the place, I'm not that smart like others. And sometimes being bullied, molested, and they don't have the voice
They
to
can't
speak,
speak up
especially in different institutions,
because
workplaces,
exactly.
universities, and communities. And
It's very bad.
yes, they will see as what do you have to say? Like they will just quash your complaint like this.
That is why, like kids, some ladies, or let me say teenagers, are being raped and they can't
Exactly.
speak up.
Yes.
That is why so many things are happening and you don't know about it. Like people are getting hurt, they can't
Exactly.
even speak up because they are scared. Maybe they have been bashed at,
Yes,
maybe
right.
they have been just ignored. So they think that, oh, if I keep quiet, I'm in a safe space. If I keep quiet, this is what is.
Let me just act like I don't know.
Yeah, like nothing happened.
Exactly. Most of the situations, if you pretend like you don't know, or let's say you finally speak up, people are going to misinterpret your conversation.
Exactly.
They're going to misinterpret what you say, turn it to their own idea, give their own phrases,
Yeah.
put their own commas and pauses. And when you finally get to hear stories from different people, let us say there's no light here. I can. There's no light. Oh, there's no light. I go and tell another person, oh, there's no light. Then that person now that will go and tell there's no light, will be like, not coming to me, I'm not going to. And I like, so they don't pass 5 months. Like, I said there were no. You heard it now, I say there has not been light for 5. You don't have body business. So some of these things, people want to say something because let's say you go to our community where there was a time I went to Kenema and I met a very young child. She was about 16 years getting married to our own cousin. And she didn't want to. Her younger brother didn't want to. But who can they talk to? The institutions in the community were all like they're so quiet. They don't even have something to say because most of these families are like influenced. Some of them have lawyers, some of them have doctors. So one cash from their pocket is the case is shut down.
I think I think it takes us back to the home. I don't want to put a blame on our parents, but I think it takes us back to the home because when you raise a confident child, they can speak up. But if you start shutting a child down at the age, as early as 3 years, you are shutting that child down. She can't speak up. She can't tell you what's going on in her life. She can't express herself. This is how they grow up. They don't grow up feeling very insecure. They feel scared. And also, if you create a home where the child feel like, oh, if I behave like a good girl, if I'm a good girl, that is how my parents will love me. My parents love me because I act like a good girl. Yes, I mean, that is how I grow up. I keep telling people, I said it is the most misinterpreted thing about me is people seeing me as a good person. I'm not a good person. I'm only acting like a good person because I don't want people to hate me. I don't want people to, push out. But I'm not.
So it's like most of us are acting pretentious life. We are living pretentious life.
Then that's confidence, raising a confidential. I feel like that is very key and very important.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you being bullied in school or wherever you go, or people try to intimidate you. You know, confident people, they cannot be intimidated. Like, no matter what you say to them, that's no matter what you tell them, no matter how you behave, they will have to go home. Their parents will just refill them again. Right? Then
Maybe lastly.
nobody like you, no matter what they have, this person say. And if
it's not pride. Someone can be confident, but they are not prideful. So it's different.
Definitely. And I could take my mind back to the first when I was going to school. At around I could say class 2, class 3. One day I went to school and my teacher flogged me just 2. Went home and I told my mama that my teacher gave me 12. They were back on me or you were saying again, you're gonna left me fine. She just packed her bundle and went to school. Wait on me, see if you can go with me. Since that day, if I did anything at school, teachers will not lay their hands on me. Because my mama gave me that confidence that if my child has an offense at that age, you're not supposed to flog her. Call us. That's why she has parents. Call us and tell her that this is what your child is doing at this age. Caution her. But you flogging my child, teacher gave me 12. So after, but that day, anything I did, they will call my mom or they will call my grandma. Hey, this is what you know I did. Even if I know class, I at the end of the day I get it because if I didn't go to class, instead of them to flog me, they'll just call my mom.
Yeah.
Your daughter didn't come to school today, and I'm like, wow. So some of these things, it builds confidence in me that you know what, if I was wrong, let us say I was wrong that day. You know, I went out for lunch. I stayed out in the bathroom for a little bit longer. As a teacher, when I come in, you're supposed to ask me, hey, what were you doing? Instead of asking, they just went, gave it to court.
But you add an environment at home that says you can come tell us.
Yes.
Because this is the space that is not in some homes. Like
Yes.
parents don't create that space.
Exactly.
You can't go. Me, when I was growing up, I can't go and tell my dad this happened, this happened, this happened, because I know the reaction. I know what the after effects will be. So I can't be like,
Because it's a broad unit of it upon yourself. Upon yourself.
do something. That is the first thing they do without asking what really happened. And so I met a soldier, a police, whose daughter was driven away from school for, I think, meetings, PTA meeting. She know how she said you drove my daughter. No, Ara. She took away her police uniform so that she would not give the police work that day. I went to school and behaved like a fool. You're not supposed to drive a kid out because of PTA meeting. She told her daughter, if you ever go to school, the only thing you're supposed to drive you away from is for fees. If I do not pay your fees, they can drive you and you can come home. But other than that, come home and tell me, and I'll go there. Because you have the right to stay. I was busy, I couldn't go for the meeting. That gave the daughter confidence. When they stole her backpack, if not be me, and they begin cry for her school. Yeah, they don't take me backpack. My mom and say, Mom, somebody stole my bag and I didn't know. So I don't want to flog her. She didn't do that. She told her, you didn't do wrong. You might have left it there and unconsciously forgot about it. But somebody should not have come and collect it when they know that it was not yours. So she didn't shift the blame. She knew that her daughter did wrong. But instead of like putting her down there, being silent, because if it was another kid, her mom start shouting, start beating her. The next time, if in backpack loss, in a kind of
she wouldn't care. She wouldn't say she shut down.
sort of experience that I was in like JSS, so it was actually an interview for like prefect to note that. And when teacher went to class, he called us, and I was like, he was like, go to the principal's office, and I was like, surprised. What am I going to do to the principal? So what have I done? No, what have I? And he was like, they are going to give you white. And I started crying because in animal show they say white, it's bad behavior, there's conduct. So imagine me going home telling my dad, that, hey, our father don't give me white now school. So it was, and I started crying, Amy, Amy, and it was not even white. It was just like an interview and all of that. So if it was like white, and in my head now, what have I done? And like, what will I go and hold you and say, yeah, will they even believe me? Like just stuff like that, because I feel like there was not that kind of like safe space for I always have to be good. I always have to be my own at your best.
Your best behavior.
Behave perfect. So I didn't want to be. I was like, oh, let me be a less burden. Let me not just add to the problem. So I feel like that's it. I mean, thank you all for sharing your personal experience. So can we move on to this effect that being shut down, maybe growing up at home, what's it costing as an adult? Because all of these are affecting us now that we are grown up. So what do you think that this being shut down, not being able to speak up, how is it affecting you as an adult? Like,
Okay, so silence, it spelled CDDC, but it made me have parts of myself that I wished I put out there, that I wished I could have shown, but I didn't because I was so scared and I decided to be quiet. But this week, I want you to take notice of a moment that you really, really had words to say, but you choose to stay quiet. And I want you to write one sentence of what you wish you could have said, and what would that be?
Hmm. That's nice.
Yeah, that's
I
very
think
good.
all of us should do that this week.
Yeah. Should really guide that too.
I mean,
And for my own area is that this being silence has made me undergo a lot of bullying, especially from elderly people. Like I mentioned earlier, now if an elderly person hurt me or did me something wrong, I don't have the voice to speak back and say what he did to me, I didn't like it. You understand? I don't have the voice to say, "Oh, you are wrong," because I will thinking that they will see that as an insult. I'm trying to disrespect them. So that's kind of thought, even though it's paining me, but I don't have the voice to speak. I just keep on crying, keep on thinking, I said, okay, maybe one day they will realize, or maybe it's one good turn, turn the others another half hand. That's the thing, and I will say, I said, it comes and goes around, So what you did to me today, I just let it slide. But having this conversation, I think that it's hard time for me to start speaking up when I'm being hurt, when somebody did me wrong, because I keep wondering. Just now, I said, how long will I continue to stay silent?
when you talk
When,
about
yes, how long will I continue to stay silent? And when is this silence is not helping me?
yeah,
And
it's
when
a
is this going
cycle
to
of
stop?
keep repeating
If
and
I don't act
repeating.
now, I ask myself, when is this gonna stop?
Yeah.
So that's what we all should do. Not to tolerate something bullying. We shouldn't tolerate that from any person so far, because we need to act now, and it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, being silent is taking a root in most of the relationship I keep, not just romantic relationship, also when it comes to my workplace, friends I keep around and all. Because basically, I have this theory that no matter what I say, it's not gonna make sense to you. So I tend to keep my own sense to myself and make it make sense to me. Get? So most of the time, if somebody does something to me, instead of me to walk up to you and tell you, "Hey, this is what you've done, I don't like it," I'll just keep it to myself. The only thing that will happen, I'll change the way I talk to you. Probably I'll change the way I behave to you. Probably I'll just change. If I used to call you like 3 times a day, I'll start calling you 1 time. If I used to talk to you in a sweet tone, I'll stop talking to you in a sweet tone and I start, just being isolated. And that has really damaged my relationship with most people because people are like wondering, what did I do to Juliana? Why can't she come to me and say? But in real fact, it's not like I don't want to come to you. I'm afraid of the tonation I'm going to use to tell you of what she did to me. Because within my mind, for those of for those of us that choose silence as our best safety method, when somebody does something to us within our mind, we started prepping on what to say. Like we go 4 or 5 times, thinking when I see this person, this is what I'm gonna say. But you will practice your mind. Let's say your guy does something to you, and the person is not close to you. Like, I mean, man, can I do that? Like, you prep it over and over and over. It's like you're overthinking. Anxiety start pushing in, and before you know, you start being nervous. But when that person comes, you stay silent. And was he actually, hey, what happened? You say you wanted us to talk, and I say, don't worry, I'm
Well, nothing.
some of these things damage a relationship that even if the person goes and somebody say, hey, why did that relationship end? That's the only time I can tell you that that's the reason. But with me and you that did something to me, I cannot tell you because I feel like if I say it to you, I'm gonna say it to the best donation.
It's the blame. Like, just sit around and cast the blame on you. That's the thing I do now.
To
Just
literally
sit around.
stay silent and just keep it to myself. Even if I have to play it in my head over and over, I'll keep doing it. And that has cost me so much. So in this my era 2026, I'm clocking back in.
I think so. You should. I think for me, I want to end with a message out there. As a person who grew up being really quiet and not just quiet, but choosing silence. I know, like we think like it's a good thing. We think that we are like keeping the peace, and even sometimes we are hot. We don't speak up. It even goes down to when we need help. We don't even ask because we think it's a bad thing. We think that, oh, if we keep asking for more, everyone will say, oh, you too much, you too much. So we don't ask. And we ended up like, for me, when I want to speak up, it's an outburst, like she said. I can remember every single time that I have opened my mouth to speak to someone, it always ends bad. It always goes bad. Like it ends up being that I am rude, I am very
Problematic.
fitiai. So I think it's time people really start practicing. Now my prayer point is God help me communicate well because it's making me feel like I don't know how to communicate. So I think people should start speaking up. You should start now. Speak up as much as you can. If something is going wrong, say it. If someone is doing something to you, you say it. So I think that is what we should be doing by now. Um, Thank you so much, guys. This was good. Is there like, I mean, this is not a question, but any last word, or you want to say something, or
Well,
just something to end?
for me, I got a motivation last week. It was something I wasn't able to put out there, but I just wanted to incite it for whosoever is lucky to come across something like this. There are moments where we tend to say something, but our words are lost. And there was a moment when I felt like my words were there, but I didn't actually know what to how to use them. I knew how I think, I knew how I felt, but somehow being seen feels risky. And and silence becomes my own type of protection. It's like a shield that covers me. It's like something that keeps me, involved. It keeps me among the group. But as time goes on, I felt like I was losing myself. In the process, I was using silence as a protection, but I was really losing myself. And then at the end of the day, I looked at myself and asking, if I'm choosing silence, why shouldn't I just choose myself instead? Because silence is good. Sometimes you gotta like keep calm and listen. But at the process, you also have to speak up your mind. And so that's my message for
And guess I have to say that not all the time you have to hold things in. If it's eating you up, you need to say something because I want all of you to know that your mental health is important. Because if your mental health is not steady, a lot of things won't go around you. So you have to heal from the inside, then you can give back at the outside. Because no matter how you fake it, no matter how you try to act, you are okay, but your pillow and your bed keep reminding you. That's the fact. Do you know what the worst thing is? That it's like a sadness or pain doesn't like night, because keep ringing in your head.
At night when
It's really necessary when you think that this is an unjust behavior towards you, and that you don't feel the need to keep silence. If something is eating you up, you need to communicate. Not all the time you have to be strong, say, oh, I can handle it, oh, I will pass this, oh, this too shall pass. You have to speak up, because your mental health, like I said, is very important.
yeah, you have to heal the inside so you can give to the outside. That is good. That is a good.
So I know that we all think that, oh, being silent, like they say, it's the best option. It doesn't ruin things. It makes things better, or it makes people like love you more. Or people think that, oh, this she's so loving, she's a bigger person, she doesn't have. But I think that we should speak up more. We should like say it out. Don't hold it in, because when you hold it in, that it's going to be an outburst. Definitely. The day you speak, it's going to be an outburst. The day you want to express yourself, people will think that you are changing or quite different. So let them know you for you. Let them know you that you are someone that doesn't keep it inside, or you're someone that doesn't say, I prefer silence, or I prefer, like you say, silent treatment or something. I don't know. But like, yeah, most people say, I go treat this person silently. No, it's not right. For your, like she said, for your mental health. Because I feel like when you hold things in, you tend to think a lot about them.
Exactly.
And a lot of things just go through your mind. But I feel like put it out there, have the conversation with this person. If it doesn't end well, it doesn't, but you know that, oh, I have like talk about it. Like, we don't have this problem. So it's better you say it now than you just let it stay there and turn into something else. And also, I know a lot of people, no matter how old you are, like, so many people are not like confident. They don't have confidence. Be confident. Doesn't matter the idea, or doesn't matter who you are sitting among. Know that everywhere that you go, or everywhere that you are, you'll be like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. But
Belong.
these people like belong. They are in right places. God, he brought you there because he knows that you are fit. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 50% qualification or 60%. God has added there for you. Want you to know that, like, you are supposed to be there. That room, you are fit for it. So say what you want to say, make your points, give feedbacks, give like opinions. Like, just say. Don't be like, oh, I am. There might be funny.
Because
Every day, right? So much, guys. This is a really nice conversation. I hope to have more of these. Thank you. Heal your inside so you can impact your outside. That's it, right? Exactly. You need to heal from the inside. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.